In today's news, school recognized Commonwealth Day despite no longer being observed as a public holiday. Rotary Club of Rowtown charters Early Act Club at the Joyce Samuel Primary School. Vaccinations to resume tomorrow, Tuesday, after Dominica contributes 2,000 vaccines to the BVI. Paul Hodge charged in a major drug bust. Nightclub stabbing leaves one man injured. And protocols for the provision and for the redaction of documents for the Commission of Inquiry have been released. Also, the Honorable Alvaro Maduro Keynes joins us live in studio. All this and so much more when 284 News returns. Welcome back, everybody. It's Monday, March 8, 2021. I'm Ron Grant, and you're watching 284 Media out of Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. Happy International Women's Day to all women, and of course, not forgetting, today is observed as Commonwealth Day. Happy Monday to one and all. Thanks so much for joining us. Residents are being informed that the administering of the AstraZeneca vaccine resumes tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at the following locations, which are being shown on the screen: Catholic Community Center, Rowtown, R&R Malone Complex, Parkwood Pond, East End Community Seventh-day Adventist Church, and the Nurse Iris O'Neill Clinic on Virgin Gorda. We know this comes as great news to the general public, and we're happy that the administering of the vaccines are continuing. Now on to local news. The male suspect taken into custody on Saturday, March 6, 2021, after officers uncovered over 500 kilograms of cocaine packed in 18 duffel bags in his taxi in King Garden Bay, Tortola, has been charged. The name is Paul Hodge, 39, of King Garden Bay, and was charged with possession of a controlled drug with intent to supply. The 18 duffel bags containing the controlled drug, along with cash and documents, were confiscated from the vehicle. A subsequent search was carried out at his home. Now, the video which you saw earlier was sent to our newsroom from the resident, shows police en route from their operation. The officers of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force Special Investigation Team who conducted the search also charged 2 persons for keeping an unlicensed firearm after a search warrant executed on Friday afternoon at a home in Bootu Mountain uncovered the loaded illegal weapon. Charged are Dwight Callwood, 41, and female Pia King, 22, both residing at Bootu Mountain. Now, the 2 searches were not connected, the police say, and all 3 will appear before the magistrate's court at the next available sitting. Now, in the retaliating the drug problem and the fine, Commissioner of Police Michael Matthews noted that the fight continues to be waged by officers of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force among and against those who are trafficking illicit drugs. In an official comment, Commissioner said, "We remain committed to the battle to make it difficult for those who want to use the territory as a transshipment point for illicit drugs. It is a war that we must continue to wage and win in order to maintain our enjoyed level of security and safety both in the waters and on land. There can be no compromise, no middle ground," he said. On yesterday, Sunday, March 7th, 2021, a man was hurried to the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital in the wee hours of the morning after receiving stab wounds to the abdomen and elbows. Based on reports received, the incident took place in the wee hours of Sunday morning at a local nightclub after an altercation between the male and a female who dealt him the stab wounds arose. And great news for the territory. On Sunday, March 7th, the BVI received some 2,000 vaccines from Dominica for immediate distribution as a result of the partnership with the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, which was rallied on behalf of the British Virgin Islands. The Honorable Minister for Health and Social Development, the Honorable Carvin Malone, made the announcement inviting stakeholders to witness the handing over of the vaccines on March 7th. Now, this news comes after a delay in the shipment of the AstraZeneca vaccine from the UK caused a hiccup in the vaccine rollout plan, which is said, and we mentioned, that it's going to be resuming on tomorrow. As a result of the urgency and appropriateness of the donation from Dominica, Minister for Health called this good news, as the territory is now able to continue the administering of the vaccines to residents who are desirous of taking it. Minister Malone, while expressing gratitude on behalf of the people of the BVI and the government of the Virgin Islands, said to Dominica, the government, the OCS member states, the Director General, and all the members of the OCS Commission for the timely grant, saying the BVI vaccine rollout will now be in a better position to continue to vaccinate the people of the BVI, thereby allowing our economy to continue to move from strength to strength. Despite Commonwealth Day no longer being observed as a public holiday in the territory of the Virgin Islands, public schools across the territory observed Commonwealth Day in a variety of activities throughout today, March 8th. The Joyce Samuel Primary School set the precedence with a packed day of activities commemorating the day under the theme, Delivering a Common Future, Connecting, Innovating, and Transforming. The activities included a festival of flags, Caribbean cuisine, games and races, musical entertainment, and dancing. Patrons attending the school's Commonwealth Day Today activities contributed a small donation at the gate and received a sampler's crate with cuisines from the Commonwealth countries. Now, other schools like the Althea Scatliff Primary School held games, while the Alexandrina Madura Primary School held a short ceremony for students recognizing the significant contribution of Commonwealth Day. Students at the Alexandrina Madura Primary School were asked to bring a memorabilia item of their country and that the school could display, for example, clothes, sport games, items like a cricket bat, or other items which embody the characteristics of the country, as well as dressing in his or her family national outfit or country colors. Now, in December of 2020, the Cabinet of the Virgin Islands removed Commonwealth and St. Ursula's Day as notably observed holidays, public holidays in the territory of the Virgin Islands, replacing both with Virgin Islands Day on July 5th and Heroes and Forefathers Day to be observed on October 18th. Now, while many support the national pride and the remembrance of Virgin Islands history, heritage, and its great forefathers who have contributed significantly towards the territory, the decision by the government of the Virgin Islands without public consultation to remove Commonwealth Day and St. Ursula's Day as publicly observed holidays has raised concerns among residents, leaving some to wonder if it is being subliminally suggested that the territory is seeking to alienate itself from the Commonwealth. Now, still ahead, viewers, Rotary Club of Rowtown charters Early Act Club at the Joyce Samuel Primary School. CIBC First Caribbean Bank donates some $750,000 to purchase needed COVID-19 vaccines for 10 countries across the region. We have so much more in store for you. All this and more after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 News.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works. Gentlemen, aspiring gentlemen, and our partners that hold us down. It's season 2 of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, taking you on the most inspiring journey with the best and brightest distinguished gentlemen of the BVI. Raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men like you've never seen them before. Governor Augustus J.U. Jaspert, Jovan Klein, Neil Klein, and so much more. Turning modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen with yours truly, Ron Grant, a 284 Media production.
Viewers, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. You're watching 284 News out of Tortola in the BVI. On Friday, March 5th, President of the Rotary Club of Rotown, alongside club members, principals, and teachers at the Joyce Samuel Primary School, launched officially a new chartered Early Act Club at the school. The role of the Rotary Club of Rotown will be to serve as facilitators and advisors to the young students as they seek to serve their community in a variety of ways. President of the Rotary Club of Rotown, Dion Stout, shared the role of the club and what it seeks to achieve. Listen in.
On March 5th, 2021, the Rotary Club of Tortola chartered the Joyce Samuels Early Act Club with 21 members ranging from grade 4 to grade 6. This project was spearheaded by our Youth Service Director, Nakima Bell, and her team. The kids held their first nominations on February 5th, and elections were held on February 19th. The chartered board are President Mackenzie Crabb, Vice President Radiance Donovan Simon, Recording Secretary Takai Foy, Corresponding Secretary Kishan Potter, Treasurer Trent Farrington, Head Chairperson Samoya Hendricks, Sergeant at Arms Takoy John, and President-elect Jamara Russell. The school advisor is Miss Leanne Simon. As the school once had a gooseberry tree, which they lost due to Hurricane Irma, the club decided to plant another gooseberry tree to signify the charter of the Joyce Samuels Early Act Club, as it will be the symbol of growth and unity between both the Rotary Club of Tortola and the Joyce Samuels Primary School Early Act Club. Just a little note about Early Act. Early Act is a school-wide service club for elementary students ages 5 to 13. Early Act provides young students the opportunity for gaining an increased awareness and knowledge of their community and the world. At a young age, all students can easily be encouraged to be caring and helpful. The Rotary Club of Tortola is now the sponsor of 2 Early Act clubs, our first being St. George's Primary School, which was chartered in 2014, and now one of our sponsor schools, Joyce Samuels Primary School. It is the intention of the club to charter another Early Act club at our next sponsored school, Alexandrina Maduro Primary.
Now, he also took time to thank sponsors for making the event possible. Listen in.
We want to give special thanks to the members of the Rotary Club of Tortola, Second Men's Ice Services, Honorable Alvaro Maduro Keynes, the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, the National Parks Trust, Virgin Islands Productions, our past President Kyria Christopher for being our Mistress of Ceremony for the event, Assistant Governor Ryan Gluck, and most importantly, the principal and parents for allowing us to introduce this program.
Now, viewers, Early Act clubs are the youngest branch of the Rotary clubs in the BVI, which seek to train and engage students to really foster a community service spirit while taking leadership positions at the very young age within their schools and organizations. Exercising his powers under the Section 9 of the Commission of Inquiry Act, Sir Gary Hickburn, the sole commissioner, has today published 2 protocols, one concerning the provision of documents to the COI and the other concerning the redaction of documents, which can be found on the COI's website. Now, the protocols are designed to facilitate the prompt delivery of documents to the COI by ensuring that members of the public and those individual organizations or institutions who are requested or compelled to provide documents are aware of and understand the COI's procedures for the provision of documents. Now, it intends to disclose anything further. The protocols will, of course, assist those who may be requested or compelled to provide documents to the COI, reducing the risk of delay. The COI renews its open invitation to anyone who believes they have information that may assist in the inquiry. Great news coming out of the region. 10 countries across the region will get a major boost to their COVID-19 vaccination program as a result of a US $500,000 donation from the regional bank CIBC First Caribbean. Now, the donation of a national vaccination program is being made by the bank through its charitable arm of the First Caribbean International ComFus Foundation and will support the purchase of vaccines in Antigua, Bahamas, Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, Jamaica, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, additionally. Now, the bank is providing separate contributions of $250,000 to cover the cost of vaccinating members of its 500 staff who wish to avail themselves of the vaccination in those countries, bringing the total contribution to the regional vaccination effort to some $750,000. Chief Executive Officer of the bank and Chair of the foundation, Ms. Colette Delaney, in announcing the donation, said, and I quote, "Vaccination remains one of the key weapons in the arsenal against COVID-19, and we are delighted to assist governments and public health officials in ensuring that everyone who wants the vaccine can have access to it." She continued by saying, "The global community and medical experts have made great strides in the past year in response to COVID-19 and the virus, and noted that an effective vaccine was critical to protect individuals, families, and communities and reopen our economies." Now, the CEO noted that the public health officials advise that as many people as possible must be vaccinated to achieve a level of immunity that makes the spread of the virus from person to person unlikely. As a result, the whole community becomes protected, not just those who are immune. Ms. Daly praised the brave men and women working on the front lines all across the region to stem the spread of the disease and now who are ensuring the smooth rollout of mass vaccination campaigns. She also praised the staff of the bank, and many of whom remain on the front line as well, ensuring that clients and customers continue to have access to banking services even under very difficult circumstances. Now, this latest assistance to the aid of COVID-19 fight in the region follows the bank's donation last March of $250,000, spread across the 16-member region footprint to assist health officials in purchasing test supplies, personal protective equipment, and other supplies. Great news coming out of CIBC in Barbados. Now, still ahead, viewers, the Honorable Alva Maduro-Kaynes 6th District Representative joins us live to discuss International Women's Day and the significant contribution locally. She sits among 3 other women in the House of Assembly making decisions that will affect us all. All this and more after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 News.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Father Jesus, that line you long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top up or?
Viewers, thank you so much for sticking with us. As promised, joining us live in studio is the Honorable Alva Maduro-Kaynes 6th District Representative. Honorable Maduro-Kaynes, thank you so much for once again gracing us with your presence. Good evening.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, Ron.
Allow me to be one to wish you a happy International Women's Day.
Thank you very much.
Now, you sit among including four women in the House of Assembly who have really made history by becoming women who are change makers. It has been a historic moment because this is for the very first time that we have this number of women sitting and making decisions in the House of Assembly. From the seat that you sit in, surrounded by these talented and educated women, tell us about how it feels to be celebrating International Women's Day, knowing that you are contributing so much in your present post.
Well, it's actually a great feeling, especially here in the Virgin Islands, when women in the past never had a chance to really sit in the House of Assembly, let alone being Attorney General or Director of Prosecution, which we have a female who is now
yes,
head of the DPP. And before I go any further, I must thank the late Millicent Mercer. She opened the doors for female in this country to run for elections. She didn't win, but I always say she's a winner because of her, more women now have stepped up and joined the political field. And I often say, Ron, that more than likely more women go to vote. So if all those women who go to vote voted for women, we would have a all-woman in government.
Yeah.
And I know some men may not like to hear that. But
Definitely. Now, the late Millicent Mercer, who you spoke of, she was also a former member of the 6th District, for which you govern at this time.
We were actually neighbors.
Yes. Awesome. Yes. Speak to me about the 6th District and the contribution that some of the other women in the district have made. If you can, feel free to name some persons, women in that district who are contributing significantly.
Well, there are so many that I would call mothers, who have gone out and opened their own little business to help nurture those of us who come. I know my mother, for one, I would mention, and I always told, said to people that she struck me as an international woman when she was alive, because she didn't have much growing up, but she learned to cook, she learned to sew, and made that extra money that was needed to raise the 8 of us, along with my father. There are so many that that's in my mind that I could mention, but I don't want to forget anyone. So,
no problem.
I just take my hats off to them.
Thank you. Now, you were the guest speaker today at the Office of Gender Affairs. They held a ceremony at the New Testament Church to really honor women under the theme, Women Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World. Now, that topic, or that theme rather, is quite important because living in a COVID era, we see where many, many women have taken to the front lines to really protect person and property and society and really hit the ground running as frontline workers. I want to speak about your presentation today. Tell us about it.
Well, it mainly spoke to women taking on the leadership who were on the front line, especially during this COVID era. And United Women state that women who led the charge on COVID did a marvelous job, a positive job in taking care of the people, giving out information, online, news, and they really went with this thing, they give it the all when it came to COVID and educating people. Some had to take a back seat because, of course, children, had to remain at home. So they had to remain at home to be caregivers, and take care of the family. But those who could go out really took a stand and educate the people and took care of the people when it came to COVID.
Now, you, along with other officials in the government of the Virgin Islands, were really and continue to be on the front line of COVID-19. Tell us from your seat, what has that experience been like? There is a lot we don't know, there's a lot we don't see, but at the end of the day, our leaders continue, like yourself, continue to make decisions that you think is in the best interest of us. But in a moment of honesty, for a second, because we don't usually ask our leaders how they are doing, how they are coping. What has being on the front line as a woman in COVID, how has that been for you?
It's been okay. Our motto is saving lives. We prefer to save lives than to have people fall down, dead. And some people don't understand what we're doing, and we try to explain as much as we can what we're doing. We're trying to protect. We're not God, but we're using what we have to try and protect our people. So the education part of it is a big thing, and I try to educate persons as much as I can. It's been trying at times, but pleasing in the end.
Okay. Now, the Women Achieving an Equal feature in a COVID-19, for which you were the guest speaker today. We had honorees from the BVI Health Services Authority, the BVI Airport Authority, Her Majesty's Customs, Immigration Department, of course, the Environmental Health Department, the Ministry of Health and Social Development, and the Premier's Office. What would you say to these honorees who continue and are still on the front line of serving the public in this very difficult time?
Well, first, I give kudos to all of them. I know many of them have worked tirelessly, sometimes 18, 19, 20 hours a day, going and going, but they do it for the love of the country. And my advice to them would always be, go to God, pray to God, ask for wisdom, ask for protection, and just not you, but your family, because it's not an easy thing that they have been doing, and they continue to do. So I always tell him, still is a focus on God, and he will direct your path.
Well, thank you so much for that. I want to speak to, while today is being celebrated as International Women's Day, it really encompasses women, but we have, of course, a younger generation of women, up-and-coming women, the young girls of our society. I want you to speak to them and leave them with some encouragement as they continue to traverse and really come up in the world, as we would say. What would you say to the up-and-coming women leaders of the territory?
Well, I would say to them, like I would say to the male, badness out of style. I saw some videos this weekend which really hurt my heart, to see a female fighting, and that's not the way we want to go. They should look onto, persons like Mrs. Eileen Parsons, the past legislatures, and while everyone may not be a legislator, you can look at a doctor, an engineer. We have female engineers, we have female doctors, we have female bank managers, and aim to be not exactly like them, but aim in that direction instead of, something else. So that would be my advice to them. Go to school, learn as much as you can, and be the next premier of this country, be the next doctor, be the next engineer, be the next news person like yourself.
All right. Now, when you look at history, many persons would have been familiar with your journey in political office. You are now a third-term legislator. Am I correct?
Yes.
Third term. Mm-hmm. When you look back at the journey, would you have imagined that a woman like yourself would be sitting in the seat that you are today?
No, it was never in my mind to even run for politics. When I decided to do it, that evening in a meeting, and I went home and I got on my knees and I said, Lord, what did I do? But it was too late because I've already said, okay, I would do it. And I went into it with a positive mind. I was the underdog, of course. And persons would say, she's not going to make it. And this is where we make our mistakes. Because we may look at other women who are trying to get into politics and say, they're not going to, they're not going to make it. They'll get in and nothing would get done. But we should not use that term, especially a female to another female. Everybody deserves some chance. And I really didn't foresee myself being here so long, but thanks be to God, I'm still here.
Indeed,
and it's been a journey, but it's been I would say for the better part, it's been a good journey.
Awesome. And you continue to serve and do your best, and we thank you for your contribution, and we thank you so much for being here today. Again, happy
Thank you, Ron.
Women's Day. Viewers, that is all the time we have, but that is not all the content. Be sure to stick with us. Visit our website at twit4media.com as well as Facebook. I'm Ron Grant. It's always a pleasure. I'll see you tomorrow delivering your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. We're 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news right out of the British Virgin Islands. Have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.